feel I got the speed over. I got the reach over. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From
Yeah.
Kirkland to Amir Khan to just
Don't do
obviously.
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev
We have to
was
respect the
older.
power of Canelo.
He
Joe,
does.
Billy
He
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of. But all those guys that you named is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
You go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show. You know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics from?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve.
He's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he's not that big.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, I'm laughing, but at the same time, it's on. And he like, oh, and then I started sizing him up, and it's like, all right, well, Canelo fights, arms longer.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez had a heated confrontation at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, the new host city for their highly anticipated fight on September 13th. The pair were scheduled to meet near the venue for a press conference, but tensions escalated at the airport when they encountered each other, leading to an altercation between their teams.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
As soon as the two teams spotted each other, they began shouting their fighters' names and moved aggressively toward one another, resulting in a clash. Crawford and Canelo got involved, trying to separate their teams by pushing them apart to avoid further escalation. In the process, the two fighters nearly came to blows themselves, but with so much responsibility managing their own teams, they ultimately had to back off and head to the press conference.
Great show, you know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics from?
I hope not. I hope not because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford
I'm
fight?
excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then.
At the press conference, the former undisputed welterweight champion from Omaha, Nebraska, spoke with confidence and conviction as he predicted a victory for himself. "Definitely, I'm going to beat him. He knows it," Crawford said. "I've always said this about the guys who fight him. They're always scared. But I'm going to come in, do my job, and get the victory. He's a great fighter, and I respect him. But he's never faced anything like what I'm bringing to the ring. I'm coming in with the mentality to win, and I will. He may be bigger, but that won't matter."
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step
Crawford's statement was more than just talk. It sent a pointed message to Canelo Alvarez, who clearly didn't appreciate the remarks. Before the interviewer could even direct a question his way, Canelo interrupted and fired back, visibly irritated by Crawford's claim of superiority. "Why would you say you're better than me? Which fighters have you fought? What's your boxing record like? What have you done that I haven't already done?" he challenged. "You're not better than GGG or any of the guys I've faced."
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense, or no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit.
Funnily enough, Canelo Alvarez referenced Jermell Charlo, whom he defeated after Charlo moved up multiple weight classes to face him, and drew a comparison to Crawford. "You'll do nothing more than what Charlo did, and I'll treat you both the same way," Canelo said. "I'll teach you boxing and show you that weight classes exist for a reason. My hands will be the last to send you into retirement." This intense exchange came just before they were asked to proceed with their face-off. It marked a stark contrast to previous moments shared between the two fighters, who had always shown mutual respect and admiration. Clearly, now that the fight is official, tensions have reached a dangerous new level.
Crawford. But you never know. You never know in boxing. You go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
And the size difference and having to put on some weight. What challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
No, I just think, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really uh, have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size.
This
Been
heated
fighting.
exchange generated immense buzz among boxing fans, who are eagerly anticipating the thrilling showdown between these future Hall of Famers. One fan even commented, "I can't wait for this match. It finally looks like boxing wants to reward us after months of watching trash." The clash between Terence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez, scheduled for September 12th in Las Vegas, promises to be one of the most iconic encounters in modern boxing history, with both fighters entering the ring as undisputed champions in their respective divisions.
I feel great. I win. I have to put a great show, but to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with Williams' score?
Yeah, a little bit, but
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
Canelo,
I think
the reigning super middleweight champion, and Crawford, the current welterweight king, are set for a historic clash, with the American moving up 2 weight classes to face the Mexican star. Crawford made this bold decision only after thoroughly analyzing his opponent. He closely studied Canelo's recent unanimous decision victory over Cuban boxer William Skull in Saudi Arabia. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Crawford remarked, "I don't think Canelo has dropped his level. It was more about the style that was presented to him," referring to Skull's defensive and mobile approach. Throughout the 12 rounds in Riyadh, Skull avoided direct exchanges and relied on constant movement, a strategy that effectively limited Alvarez's offensive output.
you just come to you can not win a fighting like that. And he say, "I'm sorry, it's my first time, and I just try to put a good fight, and I'm so sorry."
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. Because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there.
Want this fight now?
Well, I've been wanting to fight, I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound on Showtime and HBO.
Of the 152 punches Canelo threw, only 56 landed, with 40 targeting the body, but a knockout was never close. Skull moved a lot and neutralized Canelo's power punches well, Crawford said, though he also lamented that the Cuban didn't maintain that pace throughout the fight. He was boxing well, and then he stopped. Crawford has already hinted that his own strategy won't focus on seeking a knockout, but rather on dominating Canelo through tactical intelligence, speed, and constant movement. His ability to switch stances, adapt to different styles, and unsettle opponents makes him a serious threat.
Time I see him, he'd come and be like, hello. You're right. Yeah, you know how big those things you come from. I'd be like, man, come on, man. So, every time he say that, I just be like, gradually getting into it, looking like, oh, he's not that big, he heavy, but he's not that big, right? And I was just like, laughing, but
The American seems convinced that with discipline, lateral movement, and active defense, he can neutralize the Mexican's power. After the fight in Saudi Arabia, Crawford stepped into the ring for a face-to-face with Canelo, officially kicking off the promotion for their upcoming bout. The intense moment not only fired up fans' expectations, but also made it clear that Crawford is preparing with more than just physical strength. He plans to use his intellect. "I'm seeing the holes in his game, and I know how to attack him," his trainer Brian Bullmack McIntyre stated, signaling that their strategy is already in motion. Despite Canelo being the favorite in the betting houses, Crawford is far from a typical opponent.
I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him, but he's boxing. He's boxing. You know, it's happening.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, of course. I watched the fight. He was a good dancer. Yeah. But
Would you rather see him fight Haney again or Rowley again?
The American holds undisputed titles in 2 different divisions, a rare achievement in boxing history, and is now seeking a 3rd crowning victory against one of the sport's biggest names. In this fight, legacy is just as important as winning. In an interview with Sway's Universe, Canelo Alvarez expressed his willingness to take on the challenge. "I'm in? Why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. Because I don't like to fight guys like Crawford. He moves a lot, and the fight isn't that exciting. I saw in his last fight that he didn't move as much. So if the money is right, I'm in. Right now, there are weight classes for a reason."
cuando vine a pelear Madison y voy a volver a...
Canelo, I'm sure you saw the fight with Crawford and Madrimov, and you've heard Turkey Al-Sheikh say that he takes an offer, possibly to face Crawford coming up here. Is that true? Or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look.
This statement marks a notable shift for Canelo, who had previously been reluctant to face Crawford, citing the lack of recognition he would gain by defeating a smaller opponent. Meanwhile, Crawford has shown persistence in pursuing the matchup, willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. He is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he will face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role in the fight. However, Crawford remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant performance many had expected.
Boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Finn. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
This fight will be massive.
And you mentioned Floyd. Obviously, Floyd and Manny, a lot of people thought happened way after it should have happened. You guys are both in your prime right now. You guys are both 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now.
Definitely. And that's what I've been saying. You know, you got two guys, top 3.
Regardless of these concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The blend of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Longtime trainer and boxing commentator Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts with Ring Magazine about the upcoming fight this fall, explaining why he seems to favor Crawford to secure the win over the naturally bigger Canelo.
Crawford, his composure gonna be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo.
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
No, because you're talking about Crawford.
He's weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring.
Of boxing, one of the greatest questions has always been, who wins between the really good big man and the really good little man? Teddy Atlas said, "That has been a question through the history of the sport, and we're getting another chance to answer that question. You can make arguments on both sides." He added, "Well, Canelo is too big. He's too big. And as good as Crawford is, he stepped up against Madrimov and struggled a little bit. He won, but it was more competitive than we thought. We didn't fully understand how good Madrimov was because we underestimated him since he only had 10 pro fights. But he had 300 amateur fights. He was a very solid fighter. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates.